Hi kids, it's Miss Patty from Wakanda Area Library, and we're here with Memory Maker Monday. Welcome, little artists. Once you come to the library and pick up your project, you get to go home and make memories with these fun projects. So I'm really happy that you signed up. Today, we're going to paint. So if you want to go ahead and you can watch the video all the way through, and then you can play it again if you need to while you're doing the project. So this is our finished product. So we are making a spring whimsical, colorful flower to brighten up somebody's life. And the project comes with this nice piece of heavy-duty watercolor paper. You get 2 quick dry paint sticks. So this is for the beginning of the project and it makes you get off to a really easy start. I use the paint sticks for the stem and the center of the flower here. Everybody's gonna get a variety of colors. Just go ahead and use the color for however you like. But one is for the stem, one is for the center. And if you have multiple kids in the house, feel free to ask for some different colors inside your kit. And then it is gonna look like you might think, oh, there's a mistake. You have a little tiny bag and there's some paint chips in there. These are watercolor paint chips that I pulled out of this tray. A lot of times, these paints are really hard to work with inside the tray. But if you take them, and what I want you to do is make a little palette on a paper plate. And if you can see this, I just hit a little water on here and reactivated. These are the colors I used on this that I made yesterday. I just came with a spray bottle and hit them again today with a little water to reactivate them again. So when you get these chips like this, separate your colors, make a little palette like this, and then when you're gonna spray it with the water, dip your color your paintbrush in between colors, and you can see, like, it'll just completely disintegrate. So don't use too much water, and you can always add a little bit of water as the project goes on to get a lighter and lighter color on the outside of your project. So for this, I used blue for the flower. I used a little bit of dark pink coming out of the flower, and then the light pink I used around here. So I can keep making this pink lighter as I go, again, just by spraying it with water. And if you have any little chunks that are in there, just go ahead and put a little water on it and stir it with your paintbrush. And that's all you need to make these paints. It's much easier to work with than working in the palette, and it helps keep the colors separate on the paper plate. So I'm gonna set our finished product aside, and we're gonna go ahead and I'll pull this, and I'm gonna start a new palette. So you can see how this is done. Let me grab some fresh paintbrushes because I won't dip and clean in between. So first, let's spray some water on. If you don't have a little spray bottle at home, just get a tiny cup of water. Maybe pick it up with a little straw or a little eyedropper. Let's go ahead and just pat them down. And you're gonna start getting some color. And if you just leave those chunks sit in that water, it's gonna soften up. So that'll be my yellow brush. Here's green. Just have to be patient. As you keep working, it'll soften up. There's my green. And let's do the same with the orange. It's amazing what you can make. And those are just leftover pieces. And that's okay. We like using every little bit for our projects. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and draw the stem and the center. So for your stem, you're just gonna go all the way down. So just make a line. This flower is gonna have a purple center. There's a little thing at the bottom if you need to take it up a little bit. And just that. So that's how you start. And what color should we make this flower? How about if we do this flower yellow? And then I will give it some orange coming out. So before we get started, let's stir that yellow up again. And remember, try to clean your brush. I'm gonna give everybody one brush, but you can dip it at home or maybe if you have some extras. So let me move this back over here. Okay, so I can move this forward so you can see it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start working out from the center, where you put the center of the flower. So we're just gonna go out. And you can keep going over as many times as you like. So just keep coming out. We can keep going back. And look at how those quick dry paint sticks, they're already dry. Just keep going out. Keep dipping your brush. I dip it every couple times. It's from the center and drag it out. And just go all the way around. Now, so your secondary color, which I pulled here, doesn't get blended into the first color, which maybe you would like that. I think it's gonna be best if you set this aside for just maybe 5 to 10 minutes and let this dry. So go ahead and walk. I know it's hard, walk away. Maybe when you're picking up your kit, grab a couple books. So now is a great time to sit down and read some springtime books. I have some really fun books out at the library about flowers and rain and gardens and all kinds of things we can do outside. So let's set this aside, and then when it's dry, you're gonna come back, and now we're gonna go ahead and add the accent. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will use the orange. And look at how nice it just dries. It has like almost a splattered effect. It's very natural looking. Just come. And this is gonna be a little bit lighter. And also, let me show you, if you don't like something, if you think, oh, that's too much paint, dab it up. It's gonna come off. Just start lightly. And they're always going to dry just a tad bit lighter. So those are going to blend in just a little bit. I'm kind of using for this the side of my paintbrush, just a little bit, just to get those nice fine lines. You can add as much or as little as you like. So just turn your little project around. All right, So for the flower, I work from the center and I go out. But now for the surrounding, and this is up to you, I go this way. And what this is, it's like a shadow effect. It's really making the flower pop off the page. So start way outside and then just work yourself in. And again, you want to have some lighter and some darker. So let's do the darker first, whatever color you choose, and then just spritz a little bit more water on and make your paint color a little bit lighter. So you can use just 2 of these paint chips, but if you make it a darker blue and then you spritz it with more water, you'll get a lighter blue. Same with the pink, use the dark on the inside, and then if you spritz it some more, you'll make it lighter. So in actuality, it'll look like you have a couple different colors. All right, so since my flower is blue and orange, why don't we do the surrounding? We'll do some green. So let's go ahead and see how our paint is doing here. Let's give it another stir. And look at that, see? It's almost just completely turning into liquid paint color. So we can go ahead and push that little piece aside. Probably have enough, or if you have some paper at home, maybe you can make something else. So now remember, we're gonna go this way. Try not to hit too much that you just painted. So I'm gonna start with not a lot of paint on my brush. So go around. And around. The watercolor paint dries pretty quick. Keep spinning your page around. Okay, let's turn again. Okay, so now that we have a nice circle, let's take our paper towel and see we can just drag that a little bit, kind of spread it out. And now we can go in, so see it's a lighter, it's a very muted green. Now we can go ahead and make like those shadow marks, where it's a little darker. You can get in between here a little bit by your petals. If you want to right away, you can go ahead and do that. Just kind of dab it up. You don't want your project too wet. So go ahead, let's get in between the orange and the blue there. We can drag it with our brush a little bit, and we can also dab it with our paper towel. Let's get in there. Do all of the lighter. I like that light green. So you can put as little or as much as you like. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go by what's not disintegrated yet and get a more solid, darker green. Tap it on both sides, brush it out, and now let's do some darker. Just some, wherever you want that. And you don't have to dab it this time now that we have that all blended in, but you can if if you find that you don't like the marks that you're making, or you think maybe it's too dark, you want it a little bit more blended. So go ahead and go over that and just spread them out. Take your time. Keep looking at it. Do you want to go up into the corners here? And go back. Do that. That looks good. So you can fill in the whole page if you want, or you can leave some white. You can leave some room at the bottom to sign your name. Always a good idea to date it. That way you keep this for a long time. I think these would look really good in a picture frame. Okay, there we go. So no matter what color you get, they're all gonna look good. Use your imagination, have fun, take your time with your Memory Maker art. And I will see you soon at Wauconda Area Library. Bye for now.